Good evening, friends, and welcome to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic, where a little train is rolling in. A little construction train that is going to build on the tunnel here. It has not gotten very far on the tunnel, because the construction office, rail construction office, yes, this had a surplus of prefab panels, so they couldn't get any bricks in. No, so for that reason, the progress has been a bit stale on those two railroad tunnels there. But what we ended up with is a maze, and all things considered, maybe this wasn't. We want a road going that way too. Yes, this was definitely necessary. All of this was very, very much necessary, I think. No, I know that it was. Who else would know but the omnipotent leader here, who knows everything about the Republic, inside and out, yes, everything that's going on all the time. This is also progressing. It has gotten only waiting for a bit of work here to finish the electrical bits. Is this fantastic? We have a working gas station out here. Very good. And yes, we had a great railroad planned there. Yeah. Let's see. How was this supposed to go again? Yes, we need to go out here somehow. Maybe we should draw in the town or a town at least at this point. Before that, though I have not followed up on a thing a project that was started quite some time ago. A new university in Chemistina. How's that gone? Pretty damn good. Okay. That's pretty nice. So is this. It's also pretty nice. Yes. Here we were about to think about something. I mean, there is a lake, sort of in the middle. There is a mountain ridge here. We could definitely keep, some waterfront villas. Those are nice, for example. Yeah, and in this little depression here, or what you call it, we could have another little town. Yes, what we're aiming for currently then is a population of 100,000, over 100,000. And then getting it to run indefinitely unattended. Then I'll be done. Then I shall be finished with this game, and then they'll add the aeroplanes or some other thing that needs to be done too. But the problem is that at that point it won't be possible to continue TBD here. It's barely possible to continue as it is. Yes, and I'm still working on various performance things, testing different things. The only problem is that in the end, yes, this is the current thinking at least, it comes down to a limitation in the game. It doesn't matter what sort of hardware you throw at it in the end. I mean, not even if you could somehow get a CPU of modern control set to clock like 10 gigahertz, which is of course completely impossible, but say you could, I still think the game would lag as hell. But it's very unoptimized, it's very complex, you could also say. Yes, maybe you have to cheat something in the game engine, to make it scale a bit better. If you can't make use of the computing resources available, such as independent compute resources that are available in modern machines. I should try and avoid digging myself into that pit this evening too. We have done that for the last couple of, I don't know how many evenings. I'm looking for residential. There we go. And Waterfront Villas version 2. Twin Villa, the Tall Villa Narrow, Waterfront Villas version 3. 160 workers. That was on version 3 then. These are 160 workers each. Yes. Yes, they are. That would be fine. And then I was thinking there is a sports playground, or rather a sauna, with cold bathing here in the winter, and not quite so cold, but still probably quite cold in summer. And that would then be sports playground. Yes. And back to residential and more things. And I mean, the theme is to when you have a building type for a town, that's sort of what you go with. Would it be a little bit interesting to have only residential on this, all the residential things lined up with the water here, and then somewhere have shopping center, shopping center and other facilities across the boulevard that would go here, maybe. I don't know. This, okay, yeah. That is quite, the contrast isn't great here on this white on white thing. So, that's a start. That's a start. Get that in, and then also we're going to want, a promenade here for them. Can we live with that? No, how could we? They are a little bit prone to doing that, though. We can live with it. We have to. We are living with it. Yes, please hook up. Thank you. Yes, completely straight. Yes, symmetrical. And such is everything here. We are. At least it started out pretty decent, but when when you get down here, when you've done this enough times, really don't care that much anymore about the straightness of the footpath. Yeah. Oh. That's $2.5 million worth of footpaths. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's housing. Now, if we think a bit about this, if we're going to build or have a population center here with maybe say three population centers. I mean, they could have on this side, yes, and we could have something similar on the other side, independent from each other towns. Yeah, I mean, I think that one central heating thing ought to be enough to supply here, and there, if put in an optimum spot, which will be somewhere around here. Yes, it's decided. Here is where the heating plant will be. And there is only one thing that I'm going to use. Yes, it is overused, but it is great. And it uses a resource that is abundant, that we have plenty of. That would be a heating plant that you're looking for. A bitumen heating plant, somewhere around here, I think. But would we want... Let's get in a little bit closer so that we can see. Maybe we could transport workers here by boat from these towns. I don't know, I doubt it. Also, how would we get the boat from our shipping building thing down here? It's not... I don't think that they can be loaded onto flatbeds, even if they are small passenger carriers. Passenger ferries, yes. Yes, what I'm trying to figure out is which way to point this. I'm thinking something like this. Oh, and now we don't have a free excavator available. Well, if yes, it will go in there, but that's... No. Then fine, we are doing it this way then. That was solid granite there that we had to work through. There we go. That's how you terraform for money without actually building for money. Most often you do it the other way around, or that's a more classic approach anyway. Okay, so we have a heating plant. Apparently, that was not a very good spot for a heating plant. If we're going to have a town there, we have a town there, and we're going to have some sort of settlement around here. It is starting to take shape. How's it going here? How far have we come on this? It's even been assigned to a distribution office. There seems to be a power line on the way. Yes, there is a power line on the way. Road connection is not finished for you. Actually, it will be once this is done. Yes. That's something there. Right opposite, maybe. Or here. Yes, they get both the sunrise and the sunset. And we can't really do the exact same thing, but we're keeping to a theme, I think. Yes, apparently we're playing the same music too, so why not? Residential is what I am looking for here, and there we have it. There's version 2 of those. Okay. $430 workers, that's a bit small. Narrow villas. Some parts are required to be in the water. Yes. Maybe one should have, a system of canals or something for building these types of buildings. 70 workers in these. Okay. They want to be able to that was not really what we want to know. I'm sorry, people. You are pretty doomed. Yes, I could move them out of there. Quit changing pages here when I'm choosing infrastructure, please. Yes, one could build an entire town, I think, in the theme of these. At this point, this modder has been very modder. No, I don't agree with the term mod. These are not mods. This is user or community created content. A mod, I think, the different. Perhaps a bit old school definition then, but that changes something fundamental about the game. But does it have to? No, of course not. It doesn't have to. That's how one tended to look at it anyway. There's one of them there. Yeah, good. How long will it take for these to be, gone? We can keep them around a little bit down there and see what happens. Yes, also here, there will be a main street through town. This is a little less compact, unnecessarily far away here. But anyway, plan that in. It will take some time to build all of this stuff, of course. Has he made a shop? Produce exchange is that it? Maybe. I think it is. Although that is okay. No, knock. No, I think not. Kiosk bazaar, no grocery store. No. Small shopping center. Oh, yeah. This is what we'll have. Produce exchange. Oh, it's required to be in the water. This as well. I see. Hmm. Well, how exactly is this supposed to be used? Because I'm not going to be able to deliver stuff to it. No, we need a. Yes, we need a road cargo station or something, or more befitting. Would probably be a harbor of a small harbor of some description. But this is a lake. It doesn't have connections. So we either go with that or we go with something different. Grocery store. Small shopping center. It's not a beautiful building, really. Neither is this. Well, yeah, it is better looking, but it doesn't really fit the rest of the architecture here that great. We are on a bit of a gradient here, but up here we could stabilize or level out a bit. Yeah, so up here is you'll have your not that wasn't it. Oh, that wasn't it neither. Renock and Renock, okay. I'd say that this looks better to me. And that would also prompt for a street up here. Or should we have a straight one? For once, since the thing is actually lined, just happen to be lined up to the grid. That's about as straight as you're going to get from me here. It is not completely straight, but somewhat. It will have to do. What are you doing here with the... That's the point I was trying to get to. Yeah, that's good too. And road connection to the outside world, yes. The street shall continue for a bit till that point. And hook it up here somewhere. Like, not quite that direction, but more in this direction. Yeah. Yes. Okay, and we'd probably want the road to continue around. Should we have? I mean, we can have streetlights all the way around. Why not? What do you reckon the frames per second is at? I reckon about 12, 13. Something like that, yes. But I should try and refrain from going on about this now. It will be summarized in a different video, which will focus purely on how much performance you can actually get out of these games and how to get it. Yes. I can't refrain from the topic. Yes, I want this, but I want to be able to continue building forever. And I heard or read rumors that larger map sizes will be available. Yes. I suppose we will have a lot more empty land in between, which is, well, that's fine by me. But we couldn't use it to develop on. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, at some point or other, this will lead to significant problems on the railroad. It just has to, considering the time they spend in here each go. But I suppose a little queue forms, and when the construction train gets out, the queue gets cleared. Yeah, this Varstock train diesel station. They're not doing that bad. What about here? Not. No. It is all doing reasonably well. Here, if we would have had, a small stock construction train instead of this enormous thing, then it might even have cleared that signal and things could have continued as regular on the railroad. No. Not this time. Maybe some other time. Yes, you realize how incredible amount of time this is going to take to build all this. Yes, I do. And here we have the brick train arriving. Very good. Just what we need. Okay. Have you gotten sad yet? You're still very, very happy. 30 workers without job. Yes, they might actually be fine, since they will not be able to pull off a work shift ever. Don't think that triggers the need for what you call it, for food. I'm not sure, but I think it's never been exactly clear how it works with the sleeping villages, or what we call them on pre-populated maps that we haven't touched, and that we don't supply with food or anything, but that just get by. And from my observations, there has been some speculations about this, but as I'm pretty sure I've been able to get electricity to them without them minding and start demanding stuff. It is when they have worked a shift for you, that's when you have to feed them. And it makes quite good sense if it would work that way too. And this game is known for always making sense, after all. Yes, we have, okay, so here we have shop, we don't have a whole lot more. I mean, they're going to need schools, they're going to need... Should we have public transport here, maybe? That is not for workers. Or for both workers and... Then this should be trolley road. Are you going to build trolley buses? Are you insane? You know what it could be? It means that we have to remodel a bit. But what do we have here in the platform station? That's a bit large. As Holden Station, also quite large. Reverse. Trolley bus stop, bus station. Now, the problem is I don't have any mods for passenger stations, since mods community content for passenger stations, since don't really do that much people transport on the rail, you know. It's more of the goods that we do. But you ought to be able to find it in here, I think. Yeah. Train platform. 1,500 passengers. Small. 600 passengers. 1,500 passengers. Okay. Well, does the one have to exclude the other? I mean, we could have an inner ring with road, and an outer with railroad, or maybe we should have it the other way around. Yes, you see, my thinking is that here, why have it the other way around? Because footpaths can easily cross railroad and such, which would allow us to get some stuff. We could have the railroad straight through here, and then have the road, and then, yeah, that might actually work. Yeah, we have to take out a few things here. This is why we do these things. Experiments. Now, if there were actual trams in the game, then we could have used that. But sort of the definition of a tram, at least to me, is that it is like a train that it goes on the street. Yes, the rail that it goes on is embedded in the street. That's sort of a very basic feature, I would say. They used to call them street Americans. They still to this day, I think, call them streetcars to the extent that they still have them. They tore them out, which we have done to a great extent as well. There's only really one town left that has them, and there are two. But the other one is pretty small. But the thing about the trams are that have to be really mindful of the trams when you're driving in a city with trams, because they can be quite a hazard. We're taking all of this out. Yes, I think so. If we can try and avoid going off on too many tangents about trams. Yeah, but the point remains that if actual trams existed, we would have a tram line going around here, but now it doesn't, so we can't. One, really, I wonder that there is a challenge involved here, because well, I suppose we could have a diesel thing doing this, but getting a fueling schedule into that and everything of that kind, I'm not so sure. So the question then is, can we? Yes, I think we could, right? We could couldn't we, if we built a train set, let's see, what do we have? Is there anything available? I don't think there is anything available for dollars, no, but for these train set, yeah. That's quite a lot of money there. 756 million rubles. Okay. Don't really have that much rubles. We can fix. Yes, or we could do something a bit more modest, but then that's diesel. Yeah, so ER2, for example, we would like. If we were to make them here, I'm not electrifying the railroad all the way up there just to get them there, but I think we could pull them there with a regular locomotive, right? Maybe. We might get to see. He who lives will see. Den som lever får se. So instead of those things, we should be focusing on trying to get passenger stations in here. Every here and there is. But a small one of 600 passengers, that it ought to be enough, right? I think so. Cannot build due to infrastructure, hold life flattened terrain, yada yada yada. You can most certainly build due to infrastructure. It's just that it is a bit uneven here. That's why you think that it's a problem. Okay, it's still quite uneven. If we could get not a bad idea to flatten as much we can, as close to the walk path as we can, maybe. Oh, we shall see if this is a good idea or not, but maybe. Can maybe forget about that level up there with the originally intended main street. Train platform, small. Cannot build due to infrastructure. Yes, there you can. Yeah, it takes up quite a lot of space. This rail business. That's for passengers. And do we want trains going both ways, or do we want just one going both ways? That means double tracking. Yes, it does. And we are going to have level crossings on this at some points here and there. You see, they're still without job and have no other complaints, really. They're without power too, but they don't really complain about that neither. Or at least they're not getting unhappy from it. You cannot build, I'm sure you can. If we were to do, where's the, right by the sauna, bathing house here, we can have the thing. The train station, yes, train station. Exactly. Like that. Yes, we shall not get this too involved with what you call it, the rest of the rail network. There shall be a shunting track, of course, so that we can get the train sets in here eventually. Speaking of which, we need to be building up the rubles a bit. Yes, yes. Okay. One moment, please. Then ships all map. Lisa, you, instead of going to the west, you go to the east, and don't do that anymore. That's 444 million ruble. Okay, then that's 1.5 of these ships, maybe, or two, by the time it's unloaded and inflation and everything, and the plans for that train set are ours. Yes, there's going to be a whole lot more infrastructure needed, of course. Yes, I was thinking down here. Also, yes, there will be many stops on this. But down here, either down here or up by the, no, not up by the heating plant, no. Down here, another station. Yes, down here later on. Then I was thinking of a university education. Maybe we shouldn't even have the need to have any. Yes, we can try and do an experiment. They will have shopping locally. And maybe some other services, but for example, education, both basic education and higher education. Maybe we'll start off with getting the goddamn train platform in. Maybe first of all, then we can talk about. We don't need to be right on the shoreline. This we can actually leave enough room for a road. Why? No. Okay, here we obviously want to go on the outside of this. Right. Because all of the heating pipes are right there. Yes, we're going to have to go on the outside here. Does it matter how we place it? I'm not sure. Something like that. And I think there should be one more stop here. Don't know what we're going to use it for exactly, but I just feel there should be. Right, if we zoom out a bit, yes, considering the really small distances involved here, we could use what the game calls trams. But it is just trams after all, since they're basically only small trains. It's yes. Here. Okay, we have one station. Should we have one more station here? There isn't a downside to it really, except that it takes up some space. But I mean, even if trains don't stop, they can just fly through, and it's really easy to get in now and really difficult to get in later. And we're too far away from things. Yes, remember you're saving rubles now. Okay. Yes. Sorry, forgot. Okay. Try and hook this up with. Yes, remember to choose the electrified railroad. From the very start, so we don't have to go through the trouble of trying to upgrade it and failing and missing a little segment here and there and so on, and never ever done with. Should we? This we cannot leave in the way here. Oh, get the way landscape, railroad coming through. Move over. Yeah. If the snow would melt, this would be a little bit easier. Yes. But what would be the challenge? The challenge wouldn't be the same. That's what things being a little bit easier sort of means. I think. Yes, I'm just trying I'm just letting the mouth move without really thinking about what comes out here most of the time, because I need, especially at a moment like this, I need to concentrate on building the railroad. You never know what might come out, and I shall not be held accountable. Personally, no, this is the disclaimer, of course. Yes, this is for entertainment purposes only. Whether you find it entertaining or not, or whether there is any inherent entertainment value in it, isn't really of any consequence to the point. Since this goes so far away here, I almost feel there should be a station here too, but no, this will be a little bit of a stretch out to there. Do you want that curve? Yes, that looks like a pretty decent curve. Do we even have electrical components at the rail construction offices? I'm not sure. Because this will be the first bit of electrified railroad we ever built. And speaking of which, speaking of which, if we do construction here, let's see. No, wait just a minute. We'll so far 50 million rubles. Okay. You were saying, yes, I was looking for something for community content. I think there is a railroad, power connection thing. Is it power transformer? No, it's not. But this may also be one of those things that I've seen in the workshop and thought, well, that might be nifty, but I don't use electrical trains, so I shall not subscribe. And it may well be the case here. Yes, I think it was one of these electrical hookups for the railroad, which would take like a actual high voltage input rather than medium voltage. It said that we won't really. I don't think that we will use an enormous amount of electricity. How many? The trains are going to be pretty tight in a schedule, We want only the best of service for the citizens living out here. And well, my hope and ideas then are, of course, that people will get to here. People will, by commuting and such, as to various services that might only be available in other towns. I mean, for example, the sauna down there. Yes. That might be the only place for them to go to a sauna around this lake community or what it is. Yes, this station was a good thing to put. It's quite steep down here towards the thing. Oh, crap. I would have. Okay, fine. This is an occasion where the built-in terrain flattener might just have done a lovely job. Actually, on a curve and on a slope, such. Yeah, there we go. Still cannot. No, we shall have to utilize what Mother Nature has provided for us, or the random terrain generator. Okay. Yeah. Now here there are different levels, but here, yes, here we are within. You see here, hold right mouse button to flatten terrain. This is one of those occasions where I think it will do a lovely job of it. I think, I guess, I hope, and I think it did. But always, when you have used that tool, do not let go of the mouse button where you let go of the right mouse button. Always back it off just a little bit. Doesn't matter here, but if you can end up with a ledge that will not really be possible to hook up onto. Oh, I mean, they have tuned it a whole lot. It doesn't happen as easily now as it does, but it is still as it is an inherent property of the game. That is the loop completed. Yes, this is something, circle community or something. I don't know. But something like that anyway. Yes, we want to go. What was it, 52? Yes, dun, 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 dun. And I don't think that one electrical connection is enough. It's probably enough, but I want to have only the best and most potential available to my trains. So we're building another one in here on pretty much opposite the other one. I'm not trying to build it on the water. I'm not trying to build it on the water, no. This bit we also remember to use the correct. Now yes, that will be a little bit of sharpness to it, but we'll have to make do. So we'll. Okay. Wonder how long will it take to finish this? I don't know, but quite some time, I would think. Because this is like only the absolute basics of that. Yes, we need a depot too. Yes, out here I think where we had, the pretty good amount of space with nothing in it. That's where we'll put the depot. Long train depot. There is the reason not to use it. Except that it's more expensive, of course, and such, but that's really not of much concern. Okay, can we get away with doing this as simply and easily as possible, or do we have to complicate matters? Because I would prefer it if we could just have it, something like that, but they of course also need to be able to cross over onto there is from yes, that's also getting yeah, but yes, exactly, this is wrong. No, there is nothing wrong with this. We just need to do this too. Yes. Yes, is this, the circle might have been what threw me off. I'm not certain, but maybe. Yeah, that, and we hope that the path signals will not, or rather that the path signals will keep the traffic flowing through here. Eventually, we'll have a chain signal and so on. That's a depot. Okay, yeah, road. Indeed, road around all this. Yes, we're going with the fanciest road too. But no, we don't. Maybe we don't want to build a ring road until we have built other stuff, such as down here there was supposed to be a university and maybe even basic education, for example. Not that I particularly enjoy the thought of the basic education being something that the children have to commute to. No, that should be a more local thing. So this will be the ring road that runs here with. But this, yes, somewhere in here, we're going to want a shopping center and all sorts of things, and that's why I'm thinking it might not be the greatest of ideas to build this all around the place, especially not this tight to the not this close to the railroad. As I would say, very good timing. Thank you. I'm amazed. Most tools it lets go of, so to speak, when performing the autosave, but apparently not this time. As we shall give it a slightly wider berth here. There we go. Something like this. Quite a lot of wider berth, in fact, even. Yes, the road is okay. It's of no concern then. Oh yeah, here we go out a bit again. Give it a really wide berth here too. And this, if this will work, I'm not meaning that I don't have to get involved with how the people are supposed to find the various things on offer around here. Then maybe I'll enjoy this. Maybe, yes. I mean here, yes, level crossings and so on. This is not really a place where trains should be standing. No. Then again, we don't really have, but I don't have a free excavator out here. We're having a level crossing. I'm sorry. Yes, the snow will melt any day now, just about when I'm about finished with this, I would think. And this street that we already got in, is that something that we want to keep? Have they started working on? No. And there it starts, yes. Pretty close to everything though. Yes, that's how we did it at the start. That's not what we're thinking now. Oh, changing. Outer ring road maybe, and it will have various offshoots to the places. Yes, I might be building quite spread out here. Yes, but the train will solve all the logistical issues. It will make, the concept of distance not really that important, or at least something that we can deal with, or maybe have to deal with. As now you're doing the same thing that was here before. Yes, but that was pretty nice. There we go. Oh, and I forgot this. We should have CO cooperate on. I think. Sure, all of the various experimental things. Is this all No. They are still working on it. Another thing they should be working on is a second construction office, because this is not going to get us very far. And why not have one out here? That might actually not be a very bad idea to do. Why? Because I was thinking if we could have, well, it would be close to all the stuff. Yes. It would be close to all the construction office. It's a huge construction office. This community content is defunct, proclaimed defunct, and that one should not use it. And that there is a replacement that one should use, but I'm not sure what will happen to my current existing construction offices if I were to switch over. Probably nothing, but still. No, we're doing a gravel road. You'll have too steep of an incline. Hardly. We'll even pay for the road just to be able to get them started on this. Ansasino, you can help too. Because as soon as this stuff is finished, getting this road and such in will not take a whole lot more time. It will be a quick business. Yes, we're going to need. Yes, where do we shunt the thing? Where do we do that? Does this the rail yard has access from both directions? It does. Well, does it work like that? Why shouldn't it? It should work like that, I think. Shouldn't it? Yeah. I mean that we could. But this could actually be independent, then sort of only connected to the rest of the rail network via this depot. Does it work like that? Will that work? Only one way to find out. Okay, and that means continuing this project then of this railroad, which is it's a bit far off, but it's a bit of a ways off before they get to this. As maybe circumstances will allow an extended Soviet simulation with only, the occasional administrative oversight, and that could get this done in where? No, wait a minute here. Where are you going? Yes, we're going around. Why are you going around this lake if you're not heading out here anyway? There is little point of heading out here. Yeah, except, just to have a rail line going around the mountain here, but this is why. Well, because that's where this stuff is and where that hooks up to, sort of. Is this? Yes, okay, that way, and then we'll go in, and we'll also eventually maybe continue that way and go around that mountain bit. That bit of mountain. The bit of mountain. So we'll do something like to there, more or less, and then split off. I don't know exactly how long ago it was that they started on that tunnel, those tunnels, but it was a while ago. We hope to have not too many of these breaks in the thing. No, that only happened exactly just right that time. Yes, there is the kind of railroad thing. Yes, construction office. Okay. So we'll head off in that direction, and yes, I am terribly fond of the roundabout. I have to say, for not maybe as a universal solution to everything railroad related, in real life, but in the Soviet simulator, it solves many issues. So where, especially in a place like this, where it would be only natural and quite befitting with an extensive roundabout. There's these yes, exactly. No, but a sort of circle. Yeah, sort of. If we are generous now, the snow is thawing when we are just about finished with. We're nowhere near finished with this railroad. No, but that's okay. Yes, one more face. Can even plan that in. And right, we have that place which we want to get to, and we have that place that is only a shunting thing. Over here will be a lot of fuel and such stored, and also raw petroleum. We remember we will be pumping from here eventually. Right. Therefore, somewhere to put all the stuff that these people are going to eat and use and need. We will also like. Yes, it is a bit dangerous to use, and it is a bit overpowered, unfortunately, but it is also very handy since it takes care of everything and you don't have to put up 1,000 different buildings. That's how you want to do it. Well, if it is, then it's all right. Then it would be storage as the combined thing with the thing. But this, where is it now? Combine this. Yes, this is very good. It solves so many problems and everything. Could we just have this with like 1/10 of the storage or something? I don't know. Maybe it's really easy to mod a mod. Maybe I should look into that. Yeah, maybe I should. How hard can it be? Probably not that difficult. But you, Kai, where do we? Yes, rail tracks you have there. Flat terrain. You'll get it. All the way out here? Really? No. Here somewhere. Yes. Okay, I don't have a free excavator. Then, oh. No, Okay, fine. Nothing will be bought now that I click this. Let's just have no. Nothing is planned in. Oh, so okay, good. We can do this. Well, do you want to do it this way? Is also one thing, because that means that you have one place where I will need to drive all my trains. As that may cause that. That is why we're putting it over here with a great amount of queuing space in front of it. Yes, and a train diesel station close by, so they won't be too upset and can figure that out, hopefully. Yes. Yeah. May not be optimally placed for the further distribution of goods, but it will be good enough. Yeah, and just road cargo station. I see a thing that isn't connected. There. That's no good. That's probably important. Yes, that's why they haven't gotten electricity out here yet, maybe. No, that's only part of the problem. This will do fine with just regular, please. Though in front of this one, we'll put a bit of fancy. Yeah, a bit of fancy. That's terrible. As it is, to make it less terrible, I think that we can remove that bit. Yes. Bit better. This either should go somewhere or not exist. Yep. I think I'm trying almost to spend as much resources as is absolutely possible here. Now, they have this place that we all want to be able to get into, and this will sort of have to set the benchmark or baseline or whatever you want to call it. I wonder what we have. It's actually enough space that we could have separate queuing areas for this side and that side. But nah, I don't know about that. That sounds a bit too experimental. Yes, I think that one queuing area here will be enough. And a very important tip or thing that I've learned here along the way is that when you have a place like this where trains can possibly have multiple places to go, and so do not make fuel available in there, because that will might prompt them to do things, behaviors that you did not account for in your design. Yes. And this, no. We want this we want to hook this up as soon as we can. Actually, right about there. Yes, there. Yes, right about there. And diamond also, crossing is not allowed. Crossing should be allowed exactly on these points, you know. That's very asymmetrical. Even I cannot stand for such asymmetry. That's more like it. Yes, here will the queue will be the end of the queue, I suppose. Yes, it will. And this will be on the way out. This lake, we don't want to be able to develop or nothing. We can, we can use the shoreline here for the rail line. Mm-hmm. Yes. This, if you can just hit the right pixel here, it is having to work hard. But there, I think that will I slipped, and that's too short. Okay. Yes, we have plenty of queuing space here for every train, and also plenty of tracks to choose from to go. If a train should get thirsty while standing around in here, we must have refueling facilities nearby. Yes. I think that we're doing it this way. Yeah, we can do that. And now don't make this ridiculously long, but just long enough. Not quite. And not at all. No, wrong button. Yes, remove and move. Yes. And to use the space a little bit more. Yes, use the space more efficiently. We have so limited space here. No, but here, I thought that this would be a more appropriate place for it. And since this is on a roundabout, yes, we still need a way for them to cross over, but actually they only need to cross over in one direction. Come, when you think about it, don't they? Because they go in that way. Yes, they do. And then they need some way to cross over. And we want. No, you want. But if you want this stupid person, if you want them to be able to use both of the facilities at the same time, both of the facilities at the same time. Yes, we're doing it this way. Is the gist of it, so that we can accommodate about this length of train and limit. Do you really want to do this? This is a bit dangerous, because if many trains get thirsty at once, we could have a bit of a jam on our hands. And you know, if it can happen, it will happen. Yes, but this is the way we're doing it anyway. There should, after all, be so many train diesel stations on the network. I hope there isn't enough, but there should be that we shouldn't have that many thirsty trains in one and the same spot too often. How the hell do we manage to build this all the way out here in the middle of absolutely nowhere? This is nowhere near to anything. What the... How are you going to... I suppose we need to build a road. This is going to be some road. Yes, the construction office that will be building it is here. So, it's not quite, but almost very close anyway. Shouldn't this construction office be building it? Maybe. We shall have a road here too, in either case. Yes, do a reasonable routing. What do they call it? Stakning. Yes, I do not know the English term for what is it? You know, plotting out a road basically. Stakning. Staka ut vägen. 6,609 workdays. Okay, half a kiloton of asphalt. Yeah, get going. As this place is starting to take shape. Not that it's done, but it is starting to take shape. One of these fiddly bits. Quarry. Should we get a... The stone crusher isn't done yet. Well, yes, it is. The stone crusher is so done. Even the bus stop is done. We could get a... we don't have electricity here yet, but we could get a digger out here. A digger as excavator we have around here somewhere. What are you? Okay, you're building a lot of those. That's fine. I'm looking for an excavator. Such as this. Everything all right here? Oh. Now, this has now... for how long have you been standing here? Oh, I see that... yes, it uses resources so very slowly and takes so many resources along with it that it will stay here blocking for a long time. We might have to send you home pretty soon. Let's get this off to the quarry first, since it exists, and I think there is a road connection. As it exists, there must also be a road connection to it. That's where it'll be for the rest of eternity. Yes, I suppose I could reset this. I have to reset this. You need 15 tons of bricks to finish, and they have 19 tons with them. They have all the stuff, but we really need to get some flow through here. You know, this has propagated quite a ways. Yes, okay, yes, people are getting hungry. Okay, then this is what we're going to do. We're going to have to teleport you home, because the train could go home from here. Another way of doing it is no. Yes, I can tell you to take a rest. No, not unless I do that. Now watch this. Maybe this is not maybe not that great escapes. But so far, it's not having a bad effect. But you, for example, what the hell are you doing? Stuff for the ships. Okay. Stuff for the ships. Okay. Well, if you say so. You used to be the original fuel transporter, museum fuel transporter. You are now hauling grain from the grain storage in the countryside. There were a few trains wanting to go through here. And you're trying to return home. Yes. I see, that's... okay, then. The other train had time to maybe make it out and stand in line. Yes. You know, one of the train sets were working on this tunnel. We saw one regular train had ended up there and was waiting. Eventually, they finished because that's this train. Right? You were working on this tunnel. 36, 90. Yes, you were. Where the hell did you come from? Are you already back? I don't know. We need a bit more to go through here. What the hell are you doing? Okay. Yes, this is good. We can live under these circumstances. You, for some reason, do not get. You probably want to go that way. That's why. Yes, Varstock. Then I'm afraid you'll have to wait, and this time. Here comes the other one. It would be really nice if we could have both in here at the same time. What would happen if one were to remove this? Nothing, really. Yes, this should allow much traffic, except of course those who want to do that. I had a diamond there until very recently, which would have taken care of this whilst this is under construction. But the tunnels are okay. This one is pretty damn far from being finished. Yes, it is imperative, or it would speed up things a whole lot if we could get more workers in here. And there is this has a bit of a special deal for getting workers in. It has this. Okay, I think that you do, yes, get as much as you can, please. No, not there. Yes, there. Yes, get as many as you can. As this really should have quite an effect on the rate here at which they get to work on those tunnels, I would hope. Or should we have yet another bus? Oh, we can see here. Well, this time we only got 18. That's good. That first tunnel is almost complete, 88.5%. Yes, now there are exactly 60 workers waiting at the bus stop, which is what this bus, the capacity of the bus. See what you get next time. It's a very short trip. And of course, the point of these workers are to make sure that the nuclear power plant, bus stop, and fire station are manned at all times. That's why this might be a little bit dangerous to engage in, but we need this hurried up a bit. And it could be argued that you don't want to keep, no electrical components. You don't want to keep too much, 100% staffing in here if you do long distance construction, which you sort of have to end up doing if you want to build a rail network. Otherwise, you have to put these things everywhere. Yes. And because then the vehicles might spend quite a lot of time traveling. And at that time, your workers are just sitting around, not really working. Okay. How many? Still only 2. Okay. You may continue. Okay, that is a little bit funny, I suppose, or something. They are working in perfect synchronicity here. Yes, maximum amount of workers almost on each construction site. Yes, only 1,833 workers, but this one 76. So that's very good. And the tunneling is you're about to break through. Like any second. Oh. Not that it will be visually represented here, I don't think, but right about there, you broke through. No, it didn't. Okay, I think that this will clip through the road. So I was a bit happy about getting a railroad tunnel underneath the road. Yes, to do that then we'd have to have a little bit more height here. But we can't have that because I don't think that we can manipulate terrain above a tunnel, especially not such as this. And also, keeping more workers in there will make them go through the resources quicker and alleviating the load on the rail network a bit, or this particular junction. Anyways, roundabout. It is both a junction and round. It is neither a junction nor roundabout at this point. Yes, I should have kept the junction, what made it a junction, in longer. And we wouldn't have ended up in this situation. Okay, there's more planning to be done, but can we leave this in good conscience here? Didn't you have 22 tons of bricks previously? Because, if this has to go down to almost nothing before you go home, then not good. Where are you going, and what is actually what? Yes. What the hell are you doing here? Your destination is there, but you are here and you're pointing in that direction for some reason. Okay. We have to clear this a bit. Where is it that you want to make a U-turn here? That's what you want to do. Yes, don't be yelling here with your exclamation marks and things. It's your own fault. There is a blinking signal. Proceed with extreme caution. You are now going into the tunnel and laying down the track. Now this should be done in 37 workdays remaining only. Very nice, and then you'll peek out here and continue. What is going on now? It sort of behaved as if there was an autosave, but there was no mention of any autosave. Oh, odd. As we can see here, there are quite a few projects planned here. We won't get by without a shunting track if we want to build this. If we want to do that, then we're going to need a proper shunting track too. Although we could sneak it on here. I think we could get away with this. Although, yes, this bit too, we need serious railroad here too. We can't just be fooling around. We need... Damn it, we're going to need to build a rail construction office. Now it is doing something again here. I don't like this. It is I think it might be trying to path find something quite ferociously. This is one of those things, that you get a bit uncertain if it will recover from when you've done this much planning and things. It is now completely, bro. What? How come you don't crash? Or is it my computer? This is, after all, pretty unproven hardware for me. Yes, we're on. This is only the second installment on the new rig. I see. I think I see. Yes. The USB ports on this motherboard are weaker than the previous motherboard. Yes, they are. So sometimes the connectivity here is very, very involved setup with very long cables, and it's one which way sort of on the fringes of the USB spec, maybe. So the game wasn't even hanging. It was only my input that was hanging. That's what you're saying. Anyway, the cabling might be a little bit on the fringes of what the USB spec says about lengths and such, but well, it used to work. And well, the performance thing will be hopefully out some day or other here, and maybe it will even be out before this. You never know how things are going to end up here. Right, we want to go over there. Although there is some, is it? Well, you're drawing long railroad. This is how it always behaves when you do that. You wouldn't want to lose the USB connectivity like there, because that's not. No, come on. There is. Now I have lost all control. As I'm not in control, and it's not colleague that is in control neither. This is simply the last input that the Soviet simulator received from me that is continuing on. As this is unacceptable, we're going to have to do something about this. But I cannot do it right now because, yes, I think I have this. God damn it, come on. Stop it. Yes, I think I have a solution. But the question remains, though, would you please stop moving forwards? Yes, thank you. And yes, this is. I'm sorry about this, but this is not really working now, is it? Not really. No. Yes. What I was trying to get is that I have PCI Express USB card, which is plenty strong for these circumstances. I could install that. But it is a bit crammed in there, and it might not be good for airflow. I shall investigate that because this is not something that we can have here. But back to the point. Yes, it might not even make enough difference that it's worth it. God damn it. Stop it. Stop it. Yes. Thank you. Well, I suppose not. I suppose we cannot. Would you please work? At least allow me to finish this piece of railroad. Please. I don't think it's going to. I can't really, hit pause neither without. It is sort of essential. This is for the control interface. Yes. Okay. One thing that. Well, yes. Let's do this whilst we can. Not exactly sure what it was I had planned in there, but anyway, save and overwrite. Save as just in case. This is how your save folder grows to 200 gigabytes, by the way. Keep an eye on it. BS. But you don't want to end up with something that won't load. If you have, 1 hour, well, yeah, you might be fine with that. 2 hours, you might be fine with that too. But for 3, 4, 5 hours, that's no fun. Then it's no, that breaks it for me, at least at that point. That's why I'm a bit paranoid about this. Now, of course, it is working perfectly. Not anymore though. Right, at least we got that save in there. That's good. As if I can only get to the there we go. We shall break. Maybe if the interface would allow or the things would allow. There we go. Yes, and we are back. We're back with a bit of this one, for example. Yes, and it's April already. Yes, time flies. Sometimes. Damn, now it's very late. Yes, we're going to have to try and keep it to at least maximum an hour's time from now. Yes, I never know when to stop. Yes, we actually have a thing here. Yes, and also another thing. There we go. Yes. So, because at another time when I built one of these buildings that had a conveyor connected to it with gravel, when the conveyor was finished, it filled up the gravel for the construction. So I wonder if that will work. At that time I think there was an engine in between. Here there isn't an engine. So if it doesn't fill up with gravel, no. Okay, it didn't fill up with gravel. It's still not really confirmed though, as there isn't an engine in between. If there would have been, maybe. Though it's not very far for the trucks to go here from the truck loading and cargo truck aggregate loading thing. That one. This one. As you point with the mouse instead of with the finger, it's a bit more visual. At least in what is communicated across here. Yes. So they have filled up with gravel, and I think I did this on my own, I put in, or did I? No, not this railroad and all. No, we did that. Yes, I've mostly been trying to manage things. I get confused, and starting from an already quite confused state, it only goes down from there. But the good thing here is I've decided on, at least this I know we have not done together, a large rail construction, and maybe not this in, I don't know. Yes, this we did do, but this we didn't do. The rail construction office. There is going to be a bit of railroad out here, and I think that we could use some augmentation in the rail laying capabilities out here. Yes. And we are almost there, you know. Almost. Yes. We're just going to need to do the correct set of tracks to actually get that in. But I think I'm actually going to skip ahead a little bit here. Save them a few trips, like this one. Yes. Oh crap, I forgot. I went to the workshop too, and I was supposed to have restarted the game. Yes. So we shall do that pretty soon. It was unnecessary. I don't know what happens now. I think that when the construction train reaches that, it will continue that way. We will have to, as this bit will also pay for. And then it is this bit that we want them to make, and that bit. Yes, what I'm getting to is that then we'll be able to shuttle to get the construction trains that's in here to build more out. As the next on priority should be getting a rail hooked up onto this thing. But we have actually not that distribution office. We have down here somewhere, there, yeah, somewhere. And steel is laying not far away at all in Oskarshamn, so we track it to here. That's okay. It might even have been a bit of overkill to lay in this, but whatever. Yes. Also, I was thinking of more. How are they coming with the road here? Singriopol. Huge construction. This is not Singriopol, is it? Yes, it is. Okay. Well, they're working on it. How can I tell you? It is not quick work. Also, the railroad is going to take time. Yes. Although this depot we could start it on. Yes, the shunting track could have been on the other side, maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could have, but then it isn't. So there you have it. And for some reason we went with mud road for this. No. Has this already gotten picked up, and vehicles are already heading here. If I start upgrading this now, they are going to get upset. Not so much so that will notice until they have stood around at gravel loading thing here, for example, for a few weeks, and there's a queue of other vehicles out to about here, maybe if we're lucky, and maybe even further. Yes, game restart. I started a tune, that fine. I think so, yeah. I think I'm starting to have faith in it again, that it will. I don't know, of course not. Quit the desktop. Yes, good, very good. And okay, yes. There we go. Pardon this interruption here. I'm working on it. Na, 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 na. Yes, so as soon as we have initialized the vehicle types, it is so unpredictable how long time this takes to load. Yes, it is very, very... Okay, I think it's going to take a long time this time. Should I hit the pause maybe? The importing rails, yes. Buildings game, yes. Import vehicles. Lines. Vehicles, something. Some message. Yes. We're back. And yes. The point was, of course, yes, go to this thing and see what... Because you never know with the workshop what it actually means. Sometimes it's only written in Cyrillic, and I don't know Cyrillic nor Russian or what Ukrainian or whatever language it is. I don't know any of those languages, and I don't know the Cyrillic alphabet. It is confusing. This seems to have... this seems to be... Do I dare click this? What happens? It has a negative value. It looks like it has an overflown. This? That? Is that supposed to happen? And this one is completely free. What the hell is this? Yes, but one thing that we could do, an ICE, yes, $1.7 billion for the... That should really be as a set, as restaurant wagon. Is that like the end of it, so that it looks same from both ends? No, power car reversed. Right. So... yes, it is more money than we have, isn't it? Before we commit to anything like that. And by the way, how many passengers? 71. The cost went up. Great. Cost is something has happened to the economy. I think in the game it's going crazy or something. But yes. Here there are plenty of things. What's all this stuff? 110. This for example, 309 million rubles. What is this? 4 passengers. 654 passengers. Yes. That's... Yes, modern. So to speak, somewhat. Well, they did, okay, they are the same thing, more or less. This one though has a lot more power, which ought to give it better acceleration. Yeah, the 90s was a good time for engineering. I mean, both cars and trains too, maybe. Yes, and it is also slightly more expensive, so it must be. But this is even quicker and takes slightly fewer passengers. It is much more old. It's too old school, maybe. What's this then? Oh, plenty of things in here. 1.4 kilowatts. Yes, this is just half, or megawatts. This is just half a megawatt. No. This is much more like it. 1.4 megawatts. of train. Is that what we're doing? That? Yeah, I think so. And I think they can actually continue at their current rate for the time being. That it's fine. What have we done now? Okay, we built some Mercedeses and accidentally one of these, which I always mistake for, cement or a concrete mixer. But it is a cement truck. Yes. I don't know why they have to be so specific about the cement. I mean, you can package cement, right? So you can transport it on as covered goods. Yes. But I suppose we don't do it on that scale. If you're building a cooling tower, you can't go down to like the store, as the hardware store or whatever it would be called, where you are, and buy bags of cement and start mixing that up. That would not be an economical way I think, of doing it. That's maybe why we need cement, specialized cement transporting vehicles. I don't know. But I think we actually have everything here now. We should be done. We have gravel. We have cement and concrete available. We're even producing concrete. We were even producing concrete at this very moment, and another truck seems to be heading in here. Nice. Yes, how are you doing with the railroad here? Okay, there is something. Are you on the way? Maybe? Signal and sound would indicate that you are on your way home. Okay, it will be a while before we see you again. The other one hasn't gotten quite as far as this one. No. I think it didn't get stuck waiting for the other one. The other one was working on the tunnel and blocking the infrastructure a bit, as it does. As we have prepared here with electrical components, we are also going to need electrical components up there. Do you have? You don't have a place to get that. You don't even have a covered. Oh, you have one. Well, okay. I suppose you can unload electric. You're trying to. Have you succeeded? No. No, you haven't. Because you don't know where to get it. I can tell you. It is a bit of a drive, yes, but it's a good, fresh supply. Did that? Yes, it went immediately. Load 100%. Yes, you never know what you're going to get with these. The downside is here the enormous capacity of this thing. Yes, and it is. And I'm trying to. I have tried to unoverpower it by doing, for example, uranium oxide to 99%, and then going. But no. the game engine or with the mechanic in the game that it doesn't scale with this these mounts. No. But that said, all of these things that have pluses and minuses, they should get a modifier key. Now, in a case like this, it's okay to click away a few times, but for example, when you want to up the work or change the workers from the vehicle factory to the train factory next door completely. That's 800 workplaces that needs to change. It's a lot of clicking. Yes, and a modifier button. Hold down and do it times 10 or something, times 5, times 2.5 and a bit or something. Shift. Configurable. Yes, quite important. Yes, they are working on it. That's great. I actually thought I saw something move on this conveyor, but could it really have been? They are pouring concrete. They are not doing groundworks no more, so they don't use any gravel directly, only indirectly in the concrete, of course. Of course they do. This road, yes, we could get going on University. Yes. And is there a waterfront university or something? Let's see here, University. I think I have quite a few of these. University. It's isn't it around here somewhere? Doesn't seem so. But it is. No, will not have the North Korean government headquarters. University. Okay. Maritime Research University. Yes, this is pretty cute. 20 workers, so it's not like a whole lot. But we could definitely have that too. Oh, right, here is the thing. Maritime Research University. Yes, very good. Technical University, that is utilitarian, I suppose. We already have one of these, but yes, it was actually quite lovely. This we also have one of. Stalinism, no, that's small stuff. Ministry of Culture. Yes. Ministry of Finance. We have that too. Come to think of it. And that's my house. Small technical college. Oh. And oil company. This is quite large too. How many workers to 100? This is actually, this could be it's not too large for them to be able to walk to it from the train station. What? Why do you want to do that? Have this? No, no. I have built that previously in that demokratiska Burma. This was really nice. I like that. 80 working. Yes, and we could have some diversity here because that's one thing to have. And then this could be another thing to have. And of course, we're going to need a bit of secondary street here, or road, or whatever. It's all lit up. Yeah, and that lovely. Yes. Mm. Oh, that's just perfect. That beautiful. And we apparently went with this that we already had. Well, you can either do maritime things down there, or you can be up there. Yes, very good. Here we're going to need a street here too, aren't we? Yes, I don't think there's a problem in that. Because we can still have zebra crossing go straight over the railroad from road. I would imagine. The only thing that we cannot do is go over a footpath with a road. That is impossible to achieve. Will that be okay? Thank you. Why though? It will because it's a street connection. Yes, and eventually we'd want some way of getting over the railroad. This could be some bridge. This is really not something that you can accomplish in this game, but we shall give it a go nevertheless. We have to be a bit violent to the shoreline there and fill in a bit of landscape and such, but that's how it has to go. Should we have one of the old types of it, not this brick bridge, 70 kilometers an hour? No, beam bridge. Crossing is not allowed. Crossing is not allowed. It's a bridge. Crossing is sort of the point of it. That it is what it does, Cross things. That's more like it, yes. I might have overestimated slightly just how tall up that road was, but in either case, this is more or less the height that we need to get to. Yeah, it is. This could, maybe you can, if you put in the bit of bridge first, could you then, if you can easily get the bridge onto what you get there, that is, if you see where I'm going with this. It was that type, was it not? No, it was not that type. Does this type? Was it though? Well, it looks like it there, but it's not enough to make it hide orange, I suppose. No. And that would be we have successfully crossed the railroad, haven't we? Yes, you obviously want to use the outer road whenever possible, but we need alternatives. Yes, do you think we could get pull off a similar trick here? I think that it would perhaps be a little bit more difficult around here. Yes, but does that mean that we're not going to make an attempt at it? Problem is, if you fail at the attempt, it may not be easy to restore the scar on the earth that we left by doing by trying to do what was a good thing to do. I don't want to go closer to the railroad because it will cave over the railroad. Even though the railroad doesn't exist yet, I'm pretty sure it will. Is that maybe a bit excessively tall? It looks really, 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 really tall. Does it not? And I mixed those two together before. That's what I did. Or maybe I didn't. And, well, no, it's not too tall. No, this is maybe going to be needing some adjustment. No, I don't know. Don't think you can do a right angle connection with a bridge and a road directly. You need the bridge landing first as an interface, and we of course we don't have anywhere to go with this bridge quite yet. But there we are. Yes. Mm-hmm. No, it is not optimized, or optimum, but the best that we could. It was the best that we could get. Is what it is. Oh, no, the other way. How much can we get rid of? As for some reason, when digging down, we can make it a whole lot steeper. like very steep. Like a sheer cliff. Very nice. Oh, and we should have a check-in on the good people of the isolated house here. Where is it? Wasn't it? There it is. They're exactly the same in every way. Have they aged? The average age is 30. I think they age 1 year in a week. Yes, and it's been like half a year at least. They're 25, and they don't even age. I suppose. They don't even have electricity. If they had, they could be watching television, and then maybe they'd get some ideas. So well, we can have them there, apparently, in a little freezer or whatever it is. Stasis. Okay, and you choose to build that railroad. That is, of course, an important piece of track. But yes, I forgot to be on top of this. There we go. That will get you there, and that will probably also make you do that bit, and then we'll have to fix that as well. Yes. Otherwise, here in TBD, as far as I'm aware, nothing of any great importance has happened. A few people choose to leave during the winter, as they always do. They forget how nice it is the rest of the year. It's 25th of May, 19 degrees. Yeah, it's pretty alright. And so far, knock on wood, yes, keyboard and mouse is staying connected. This modern fancy motherboard has both USB 2 and USB 3 connectors on it, and I tried the USB 3 connector instead. See what happened. Not that I have a USB 3 compatible connection here, but it's good enough, and it seems to be more stable. So far, yes, until this point at least. I'm not even sure if it was more than no. Now I'm barely even myself aware of what I'm rambling on about. What? You mean that you usually are aware of what you're rambling on about? No, probably not. But we are embarking on this. This is one of the final pieces to the puzzle. No, this will add complexity and make things worse. Just remember that we haven't had a look here in a while. You see, in May it isn't full. It's good. I think that we are using a bit of it. I would prefer to not have this completely full. More like. But we can see here, last year we did That's the wrong thing. Domestic production is we produced crops 29.5 kilotons and we consumed 32.2 kilotons. Okay, so funny. We are actually consuming a bit more than we're producing. It might be a good idea to supply, for example, this farm with some farming equipment. Then it might help. And you are standing about here. This has been going on for how long? Quite some time, I'd imagine. Yes, vehicles, engineering. Yes, and once you're done with this GP40, which it won't be in a couple of years' time at this rate, but this is what you're doing. Which color? Maybe we can choose color later. How difficult are they to build? 1,305 workdays. Okay, how much is a GP46? Okay, they are a lot simpler. Yes. We also have a few of these here that we could do something with, at least to put them away somewhere if we would have a trusty shunting locomotive available, which we do not. What is this? This is a construction thing. Yes, any of these will do fine. You go there and you maximum. Okay, that looked off. Long train depot. Yes, still do that, but when you're done, maybe unload. Yes, get on with it. Okay. How many rubles will this be worth if one were to send them off to the eastern border? there you think? I don't know. 150? 370. Okay. Right now, I don't know what you're doing here exactly. You're having a think, or you feel so good in being back at your birthplace, or what are you waiting around for? Oh, I see. I put in. You're supposed to go here. Unload. Do not load. Only unload. Yes. 370 million rubles. Yes, correct. We were going here for getting tractors, but we should let him get the last one of these out of there, and then send him back to the depot so he doesn't continue this for the next 4 or 5 years or whatever it takes. Notice. $56 million or 92 million rubles. Thank you for the service very much. So the farming equipment, you say? This looks like farm equipment. Tractor. It's June, so it's regrettably, I would think, too late. Combines. Do we have any combine harvesters? Have you seen any combine harvesters here in a long time? When you mention it, I haven't. There doesn't seem to be a single one. That would appear to be a correct observation. And here they're churning out Mercedes again, like there was no tomorrow. What are we going to do with all these? I don't know, but for now, building these instead. A few. Yes, we used to have a system for doing organized production of vehicles, but then sort of nuclear fuel and storing nuclear fuel on ships got in the way a little bit. You are set to go east. I say you go west instead, but you don't have to. You don't have to do anything right now. You were good, just as you was. Right. So more vehicles for the farm. Yes, no harvesters were available right now. However, the covered hulls. Yes, which is what you use to transport crops. Okay, I think so. That's as good as we can do right now, anyway. Now, this is only one farm, and that I don't even think that is enough. That this will be enough to get us above consumption again. So we are going to be needing to expanding on the farms a bit too. That's how all this got started, how we got building inland here. And this would most certainly not be an unnatural place for it. Because we have the great grain storage here with the rail connection to the central storage. And except for this bit, it is quite arable. Yes, we can have a farm. Do we have something that is standardized enough that we could just copy-paste? This looks pretty. This seems to have, like most things, it has gas station, it has siloed, and even a little technical services. Let's see what we can do with the clone tool. Now, if this doesn't line up, no, it doesn't. Then I'm sorry, but I don't understand how to use. Perhaps. Well, that got a good chunk of stuff anyway. I don't know if this is why the farm isn't that difficult. It's the fields and all that sort of stuff that is the time-consuming bit, and we don't really need to get into that now. No, let's focus on this and trying to get the train construction train set into here, so that we can be built. Oh, you finished with this bit. Great, and this too. Yes, lovely. There's only one piece left then. Yes, I just need to find the construction office. There we go. Where are we? We are over here. Now I would like you to build this bit, please. This. And also all other sorts of bits and bobs in here eventually. All that you can get to anyway. Yes, this one. This one. Because as it stands, this one will not be able to. No, they cannot reverse. I've not figured that out. Yes, and if we could just get that track in there and maybe even send off a construction train set to go in here, I think that's apologies for running on high speed here, but that would be a good place to end, I think, wouldn't it? And we don't have any fuel. Okay, that we can arrange to the medium distribution office here. You do that place, but you only give them fuel, nothing else. Everything is provided through here, hopefully. Maybe it's time we started building some of these stations and things. I don't know. We need to get to the towns. The first one could be this one, for example. What should we have here? An enormous shopping center. A stock shopping center in the middle of these lovely houses here. Well, do you want both the shopping center and the swimming sauna thing at the same place? No, but up on the ledge I think it would do itself pretty well. So to speak. Equipment for citizens. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. You know, something like this. That's almost a crime. Or could be, should be, maybe considered as such. So we shall have it. No, that's not at all. This is... Problem is just the incline here, which may just be... No. You will comply. Well, to some extent, you will comply. That's enough of extent of compliance for now. There is still so much road and things to be built here. It's insane. But that's one thing. And there, yes. What is? Well, we can maybe continue this road. This, shore following line. Yes, of course, not like just like that, but if we try and do something about the terrain, as the steepness of the terrain that you managed to get in, it is now working slightly against us here. You see, the sides are on too steep of an incline. The sides are on too steep. Yes. Could you bring it up a bit, please? Yes, whatever, come on then. That's more like it. That's too short, yeah. No, that wasn't too short. What is the point of this road? It will connect up here at this town. Yes, and it would also maybe be prudent to put in to get over the railroad about here somewhere somehow. God damn it! How am I supposed to do that? Well, first of all, we're going to get rid of this again. Not on the inside, no. Yes, we have a crossing. Not there, but there. It certainly is. Would be prudent to have one here around somewhere. I think, yeah, we'll pull the road back a bit. Maybe. And here we'll create some sort of monstrosity. Well, we can always make it smaller again later. Once we've gotten the thing in, we can actually cut down on what may seem a bit excessive at the moment here. We could even go straight. Now we're causing a bit of cave-ins. Don't do that. No. How about not quite. How about an autosave? Well, thank you, autosave. And how about we wrap this up? You were supposed to shunt the construction train in and then wrap this up. It was supposed to be different this evening. You promised yourself. It's just hopeless. Even my equipment is getting tired of me here. Come on, stay on. Yes, yes, of course. The best, instead of going down again, if one could get underneath here. Yes, this is actually something that we can be a little bit. This is some kind of achievement, almost in bridge building, isn't it? Yes, it's not that it will only allow that terrain to a certain gradient. It is that it will only do that in one direction. Yes, when taking it downwards, it will allow for. I mean, we should put up some sort of safety guard there. Otherwise, I think it's quite magnificent. I mean, for Soviet Republic, God damn it. Yes. This might be just a bit too tight to get any use out of, though. There's building in the way, no. Footpath in the way. Indeed. Some other infrastructure is in the way. Would that happen to be footpath? Mm-hmm. And all of this crap. What do we do with this? No, we can't do that. Not yet. Plan is here to get as much of the streets and rails and everything in before we start building the residential buildings. The people don't starve or freeze or yes, other things they get up to. Mm-hmm. So, for example, here, yes, we should have ended. Let's level this out a bit here. For example, here we could have A. First of all, let's get that started on. Or started on might be a generous term. At least get it in the books. Yes, for example, equipment for instance, a fire station. And like that, for example. Just like this, for example. And then here we'd have, a sort of inner street, hold right mouse button. Why? Because you made it very steep there earlier on, yes. And unfortunately, I mean, this makes the game even slower when you have this much stuff going on. Who can blame it, really? And then we want, of course, to activate these, especially that one. Maybe we can be without experimental traffic pathfinding. But CO Corporate, I think, speeds things up somehow or makes better use of many things. Right, we are ready to send the train set here. Just to have a check. Okay, you have a little bit of build-up of nuclear waste there, and product is starting to build up as well. You're still producing somehow. I don't know where we put it or what we do with it. It looks pretty full over there. How much nuclear fuel do we actually have at the moment? 746 tons. We need to get at least 1,000 tons. Of fuel rods. Harvesters. Very good. I don't know, should we keep them? They can be on break for a bit, maybe. Or maybe not. But we just end up with thousands of these cars that we don't know what to do with. No, they can be on break. Large rail construction office. Now there is a bit of things here. Yes, these we're just keeping around a bit. And the construction train set is either in here or in here. It is in here. Like that. And we head over here. And set that to go there. And if you would be so kind to do that, just jump over to the farm that's without harvesters, which is this one, not this one, which is this one. Yes, and we shall assign these to here. Yes, we're about. Oh, yes. Okay. There we go. And we roll out at a regular speed. To the tunes of Blue Scarf. Dear friends, thank you so very much for watching. It will be exciting to expand on this area and see in which pace we shall do it. It will take time, that's for certain. Good night.